Hello, traders. Today is Sunday, July 6th, and this is my full top-down analysis for the pound US dollar, and we're going to take it from the monthly time frame all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. So it doesn't really matter what time frame you're trading, even like the 1 minute time frame. It's very, very important to understand your primary direction on these very high time frames, so that way you know primarily what direction the market is heading in because the shorter time frames could be going down, but the higher time frames are just going to keep on trending upwards, or vice versa. So, anyways, I still have my main analysis on the pound dollar, which is that we're in an expanding ABC. And the reason why is because this low right here fits perfectly with the Fibonacci levels for wave B of an expanding or a running ABC correction. So the characteristics of an expanding or a running fit perfectly so far. So I personally think that this is actually just going to keep going up. I think that on these high time frames, we're likely to be go up to at least the 150 area and maybe even higher than that. But we do have to have alternative views. I always like to try to keep at least two possibilities. There is a possibility that this is actually an A, this is actually a B, and this is actually a C, and that this is just a pullback to this last wave down and it makes a lower high, and that on the monthly it's like lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and it just keeps on going down. So if we do identify the end of this trend right here, any place below this low, then that will tell us that it's not a wave 3, but it is actually a wave C. And if it is a wave C, then it will start a brand new series of lower lows, lower highs, probably eventually taking out that low. I personally think that it is a wave 3, and I personally think that the series of higher highs, higher lows will continue, probably at least to the 150 area, but it's always nice to have some contrarian views. Going down to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, this is where we can see five waves up, either wave A or wave 1. We got a big running ABC correction ending right here for either wave B or wave 2, a 3-3-5 pattern for the wave B or wave 2. Now we're either in a wave C or a wave 3. If it's a wave C, then it will end this trend. And that will prove to me that we are back into a series of lower lows, lower highs. If it doesn't go down and give us a significant break of structure, then it's probably a wave 3, and anything we see to the downside is likely just going to make higher highs and higher lows and just keep on trending up. So if you pay attention to your structure on all time frames, pay attention to your fib levels, then you can definitely tell the difference between these patterns. Going down to the daily time frame, this is the break of structure that will prove to me that it's a wave C. If it goes down and breaks this low and breaks it with momentum, then I know that it's a wave C, and I know that we're in a brand new series of lower lows, lower highs, all the way up to like the weekly and monthly. If it doesn't break this low, anything we see to the downside could very likely just be a pullback to the last wave up. It potentially could go down to one of these fib levels and just continue the uptrend. So as of right now, I'm definitely looking at this move down as potentially just a pullback to this last move up. Luckily, it did engulf to the downside on the daily. So I am looking for sorts, and hopefully while I'm looking for sorts, I'll learn and earn whether it does this and breaks structure, or whether it does this, which is a correction, and continues the uptrend. That's my favorite way to trade is when you're learning and earning at the same time. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, we got one impulsive move down. It's either a wave A or a wave 1. We trade a wave A or wave 1 exactly the same. It doesn't matter. We are likely now either in a wave B or a wave 2. We trade a wave B and a wave 2 exactly the same. It doesn't matter. Then eventually it's either going to make a wave 3, which will break that daily structure, or it's going to make a wave C, which will go down to a fib level and then break back up, proving that it really is a wave C. So, like I said, if you follow along closely, you definitely can know the difference between these patterns. Going down to the 1 hour time frame is where I got my Fibonacci retracement on this whole move down, which, like I said, on the 4 hour is either an A or 1. I'm not really sure if this correction is over. I mean, we definitely did bounce off to 50%. Last week was a bank holiday for the US, and because of that, the later part of the week was very, 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 very slow, very overlapping. We potentially could already have the end of a correction because we definitely do have like a three-way pattern up. We definitely do have a breakdown. This potentially could just now be going down for either that wave C or that wave 3. And if we pay attention to it on the 4 hour daily time frame, we will definitely hopefully be able to tell the difference between a wave 3 and a wave C. And if you watch my daily analysis videos, I'll definitely keep you updated on about whether this is a wave 3 or a wave C. So anyways, don't forget to check out my free Discord channel linked down here in the corner. Take a look at my website, fxpipcollector.com. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.